Welcome back, everyone. I'm the Bella Gamer, and today we're back with another Pathfinder Bites, where I try to give you all the information on a class in a bite-sized video. And today we're doing Barbarian, and I'm going to try to do this in less than 10 minutes, which I think we'll do that in this video, but we'll see. Anyway, starting now. So, Barbarian. There are two major factors to a Barbarian style character at all, really. There is rage and your instincts. So let's start with rage. Rage is an action that you take on your turn, and it can be modified in a variety of ways. That gives you, and I got it all here, 2 additional damage unless your instinct changes this on your melee strikes, and the damage is halved if you're using an agile weapon, but it doesn't specify finesse. So it is actually very possible to play a finesse style barbarian if that is your goal. You do a little bit less damage if you don't invest in your strength, but you can use finesse weapons for whatever kind of builds, which means you do actually apply for things like attack or sneak attack if you do some multi-class archetyping with it, which is really cool. You take a -1 penalty to AC. This is a non-specific penalty, which means it stacks with all status and circumstance penalties, as well as, I guess, item if you ever would get an item penalty. It's not very common, but technically could happen, I suppose. So if you are a giant instinct barbarian, you do need to be careful because this does stack with the clumsy you get for growing to a large size, meaning you'd have a -2 to your AC when you are in your large giant size. So it's something important to notice, but yes, it's a -1 penalty that is neutral, can stack with any other penalty. And also, you can't use concentrate actions except for the seek action. And this is actually very important, and I'm actually going to go over. I got a list here of the type of actions you can't use. Now, you can't actually demoralize targets. Right. Your raging, scary barbarian cannot demoralize targets while you're raging. The only exception is if you take the intimidating rage, right? Raging Intimidation, I got the words mixed up. Raging Intimidation feat that not only allows you to demoralize while raging, but you also get access to the Intimidating Glare feat and the Scare to Death feat if you get legendary in Intimidation, which makes Raging Intimidation actually one of the few almost mandatory feats for Barbarian if you are trying to do anything other than a bully build. If you are maxing athletics, it's the way to go. You don't have to worry about it necessarily, but the demoralized and frightened conditions specifically are so ridiculously good in the game that it's almost necessary for the Raging Intimidation feat to be taken on almost any build. Another one that people don't really think about, you cannot take the Command an Animal action while you are raging as well. So if you have an animal companion, unless it is a mature companion, it cannot act when you're raging unless you use the Moment of Clarity feat, which allows you to take a concentrate action, but it gets a feat tag or an action tax. So, not optimal way to do it. But yeah, you cannot do a Beastmaster Barbarian unless you're okay with your animal companions only getting a single stride or strike when they are mature or greater style of companion. So very important. You cannot ready an action. You cannot set yourself up to ready an action. And this is, your character is in a state like they're not strategizing. They're just going after their foes. So yeah, you cannot actually take a ready action while raging. You cannot sustain a spell. So if you are some kind of mixture caster style barbarian, you cannot actually cast a spell on yourself and sustain it while raging, but there are plenty of spells that give you bonuses without needing to be sustained, so it's not that big a deal, but something important to mention. You cannot change shape. So if you're playing a beastkin or a kitsune or whatever kind of other shape-shifting ancestry that may come out, you cannot actually take the change shape unless those ancestries provide for you a feat that allows you to do so. This is very important, so you need to make sure that if you are going to change shape, you do it before you rage. And last but not least is Hunt prey. Hunt prey is a very big action. It kind of prevents you from multi-classing into ranger, more or less, because that's kind of the big thing. So important. And I wanted to mention these specifically. There's actually a lot more actions that you can't take, like obviously casting a spell. I just wanted to mention that these are the specific actions, and these are ones that you might consider for your character. So the other aspect about Barbarian is their instincts, and their instincts you select each one based on the kind of play style you want to go for. There are plenty that you can go through, but there are some that I wanted to give a special mention to. First of all, the Fury Barbarian gets a bad rep for being the most uninteresting barbarian style instinct. It does one of the least amount of rage damage of any other instinct, and it doesn't come with its own instinct ability. Instead, you get another first level feat, which a lot of people don't really see a lot of value in. Well, I'll tell you that the Fury Instinct Barbarian is one of the most general style barbarians, because while your raging in resistance is good, it doesn't apply to a lot of situations, but it does apply in more situations than most of the other resistances, unless you're playing a very specific campaign. The Dragon Barbarian, for instance, gets resistance to a particular element. So, unless you're doing like a game in against a bunch of demons, which have a lot of fire spells, you might not run into your resistance as much. Well, melee weapons that are not unarmed strikes is one of the most common types of damages you can take, making the Fury Instinct Barbarian have one of the better resistances. On top of that, an additional feat is really good because it prevents you from needing necessarily some feat taxes that you might need in your builds. For instance, Raging Intimidation, as I mentioned before, is somewhat tedious if you need to take it with your first level feat every single time, especially if you're a Dragon Instinct Barbarian who has a first level feat that they can select. So being able to pick that up is really good. And on top of that, if you're actually a human barbarian, you can start off at level 1 with 3 feats, which is really good. Even though not too many of them, I would say, are overly game-changing, they can give you a lot of setup for other feat choices and make your character overall more capable than other barbarians, even in later levels, because obviously you can select the same feats that most other barbarians can, except for their instinct-specific ones. This means that the Fury Instinct Barbarian, it has more things they can do than other barbarians. That comes at the cost of their rage damage. So if you are concerned about damage, you should probably pick another instinct. But if you're not as concerned about it and you like having more options in your combat, Raging Barbarian is a really good one. Fury Instinct is a really good instinct. Once you hit level 11, do not ignore the Mighty Rage ability that you get at that level. It allows you to combine Rage with another action with the Rage trait. This can allow you to use attacks or even movement abilities in combat, meaning you can move up, rage, and strike someone and still have an action to go. Or you can even do something like Demoralize, because Raging Intimidation makes the demoralized action gain the rage trait, allowing you to essentially rage and demoralize in the same action, which is a lot of utility. Mighty Rage is a barbarian's best friend and greatest tool if used correctly. And that's going to be it for the Barbarian video. I hope I covered everything that you guys might want to look for. Barbarian is not a very complex class, but I do think the concentrate actions needed to be specified. And, hopefully this all worked out. And, of course, please smash the like button if you enjoy these kind of videos. I'm going to try to get one out for every class, and I hope this allows you to at least get a very quick and easy look into a class that you might be interested in. Anyway, that's going to be it for me. Thank you all so much for watching. Good luck with your games. Leave the bad luck to me, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.